Welcome to my channel, you beautiful people. If you're new here, please take time to subscribe and remember to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Okay, so today I've got another session with my lovely client, Shanna, who's achieved so much. So predominantly today we're just doing upper body. So we started off with some jumping squats, and then now we're gonna go into our upper body. So we start in here with a shallow squat, so box squat, and then we working through the shoulders by doing an overhead press. So we're using a sandbag here, and we're using a 10 kg sandbag. So there's so much stuff that you can do with sandbags. So if you got sandbags in your gym, you know, this will teach you 2 or 3 movements that you can use with a sandbag. So like I said here, we're doing a shallow box squat with an overhead press. So working through the shoulders here, working through the core, making sure you're keeping that nice neutral spine, you're keeping your core nice and engaged, and yeah, just making sure you're keeping yourself centered as well. Okay, so I think we're doing about 20 reps for each movement. So yeah, so we're going for lightweight and high reps in this workout. Okay, so like I said, predominantly today we focusing on upper body, but mainly on the upper back. Yeah, so just finish with that one, and now we're gonna go use a 20 kg sandbag, and we're doing a bent over row. Yeah, so working through your upper back here. So keeping that nice neutral spine, just making sure as you come up, so we're focusing on working through your upper back. So here I just keep my arm, I keep hold, or I keep my hand into our upper back, and I just want to make sure that I can feel our upper back working here. So I'm talking her through it. When I don't feel like she's actually getting a full range of movement, then I tell her to do a bit more, lift a bit higher, or engage the muscles a bit more. Okay, so we're going to move on now. So for each movement, I always demonstrate 2 to 3 reps before I give it to my client to do the movement. So here we're just having a laugh because I almost pulled her over demonstrating the movement. So now I'm just going to get hold of the other side, and she's now going to do the workout. So here a low row, so standing low row, keep yourself nice and centered, and there you're just going to focus on working through the back. So shoulders nice and relaxed here. Just want to make sure that everything is coming through your upper back. As you squeeze and take it back, you engage those back muscles. So that's what's going on here. Keep it also nice and controlled. And most importantly, you don't want to be rocking back and forth as you do this movement. So you keep yourself nice and centered, upper body nice and still, and you just literally focusing on working through your back. Okay, so I think we did another 20 reps here before we moved on. Okay, so core engaged, neutral spine, and just focus on working through your upper back. Okay, so we move on here. We do the single arm row. As you can, as I say today, focusing on upper back a lot more, although we're doing upper body movements, but we're focusing a lot more on our upper back. So she's now going to do a single arm row, just using a resistance band, and it's just going to really make sure it's all coming through the upper back here. So just really make sure she engages the muscle before she takes it back to the starting position. Okay, so here I'm just doing little corrections. You see me holding her back here. It's just so I can really feel that she's really engaging the muscle. So she does this side, and she's gonna now move on. She's gonna do the other side again, going through the same motion, really working through the muscle. I like to feel whatever muscle is being worked, so make sure that my client is actually focusing on engaging that muscle. It's so easy. We talk about mind to muscle connection, but so many people don't do this. They struggle with this. So sometimes it's just a good way to feel your client's muscle to make sure they're actually targeting that muscle. Okay, here, some elevated press ups. I think we did about 10 reps for this one. So she's going to go now, and she's just going to, you want to make sure you keep your core nice and engaged as you're doing this movement. Neutral spine. Just go down nice and low if you can, even lower than Shanna is if you could. And just lift up again. So here we just, like I said, did about 10 reps. Okay, so we move on here now to single arm bicep curls using the resistance band. So when Shanna was doing it here, it was a bit, she had too much slack into the resistance band. You really she wasn't feeling too strong on this day. So she was like, oh, can I just have it a bit looser? So we didn't add in as much resistance into the band, but really you want to make sure that you already have it nice. The tension or the resistance is really nice and high from the bottom before you start lifting up. So that way you really feel those biceps working. So you want to just with a resistance band, when we're working with resistance band, we want to make sure that when we shorten it, it means we're having to work a lot harder. So we've got more resistance in the band. So here it's a bit too long. You can see when she goes back to the bottom, there's too much slack into the resistance. So if you're doing it yourself, make sure you keep it nice and short. So there, you can see it's a bit better there because she's got a tension from the bottom, from the starting point. So you can even go shorten it even more by stepping on it so it's even shorter before you get to do the movement. So remember, just work yourself as hard as you can. Push yourself. Yeah. So on this day, Shanna, I was being a bit nice with this particular movement. Normally, she would have been doing it with a resistance band a lot more resistance in it than she's doing. So yeah, but it's a good one to do if you've got resistance bands to work your biceps, so you can do single arm bicep curl like she's doing. Okay, so moving on, we're going into bicep curls. So now we're going to use a dumbbell here, and we're just doing some overhead tricep extensions. Yeah, so she sits down on the bench, and we're doing some overhead tricep extensions. So you want to just make sure that you keep your elbows nice and high, pointing up into the ceiling. And you want to make sure as you lift that dumbbell, lifting it upwards into the ceiling and you're working through your triceps. So again, I put my arms onto our triceps so I can feel the contraction there as she lifts upwards. Okay, keep it nice and controlled and just work through the triceps. Okay, so we now moved on to a couple of core exercises. So we start with the mountain climbers here, keeping your belly button squeezed into your spine. Just making sure you're keeping that neutral spine as well, and just bring your knee in towards your chest. Remember, core engaged right through. So here we can also go across the body with your mountain climbers. So you can be going opposite knee to your opposite elbow, and that's how you'd be going across your body if you were doing them in a different way. Okay, so we're finishing off here with a plank, and in the last workout that I showed you with Shanna as well, we did this movement again, a plank, and she's progressed to where we can obviously have a 10 kilo sandbag or weight on her back while she holds the plank for 45 seconds to a minute. So this is really good. When I started with Shanna, she could barely do a 5-second plank with her own body weight. So this is amazing that now she can hold it with a 10 kg sandbag. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe and remember to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. And here's Shanna's before and after photos. You can see it's amazing. She's lost 84 pounds so to date. So it's amazing how far she's come. Okay, stay positive, people.